So it is going to be a journey of 4 to 5 months minimum, right? In which we are going to see a lot of different kind of tools and techniques. Okay, we will understand a lot of different kind of things. Okay, but how are we going to go? What topic is going to be covered first, and what topic is going to be covered after that? Okay, so that understanding I want to give you, right? So first point is MS Office, okay, with predominantly MS Excel, right? For data analytics, the most important thing is MS Excel. So we will cover basic to advanced. Okay. So why I asked you all these questions in the WhatsApp group, I just wanted to understand what is the starting point. Okay. If you know certain formulas, then I'll start, by skipping that. But now, after the result that have come, I'll try my best to actually include all the formulas, okay, which are relevant for data analytics, right? Then once we complete our MS Office, then we will jump on to Power BI. Okay, Power BI is nothing but a visualization tool. Okay, you might already be knowing it, but this is a game-changing tool. Okay, these days we have vacancies specifically for Power BI developers, right? So this is a game changer, as far as data analytics is concerned. Then we are going to jump on to Tableau. Tableau is again a visualization tool, but why there are two tools that we have covered. So right now, the market demands you to do your job sitting at your home, but you go and work for a company which is in US, UK. Okay. There in US, UK, most of the organizations use Tableau. Okay. So we should not be left alone. Right. So as far as opportunities are concerned, Power BI is enough to give you a lot of opportunities. But in case if you get some role where you need to actually learn how to run Tableau, okay, so that also has been covered. So since these are related, tools, we have kept it one by one, right? Then SQL, very very important. Today only Rajesh actually shared one of the vacancies which had SQL, data visualization, Power BI, all these things were there, right? And if we go at the top, you will see that almost everything we have covered into a single course, right? So SQL basics to advanced. So everything that I'm talking about, there's nothing that we are going to do in a theoretical manner. Everything will be practical. Okay, you need to have your laptop handy. Maybe you might not be doing the practice during the class, but you will very well be doing the assignments, doing all the homework that is given, right? So that you get hands on. Many people, we meet a lot of people who have actually done a formal training, but still they have not been able to retain what they have learned, or most of the times they have not actually practiced. So if you don't practice, then nothing of this will work, right? So everything in this entire course that we are going to teach you is all about hands-on. You have to get your hands dirty in on each and every tool, right? Then we'll try to learn Python also. Now, why when we actually pitch non-IT to IT, we say that there's no coding required. Then why do we need to learn Python? See, there are two things. One is no coding required. You need not do coding. Okay, I don't know. I don't do coding, but I know the fundamentals of Python. Why? Because if a code comes in front of me, I should at least have that knowledge to understand the code. Okay, so time and again you come across these things in your day-to-day real life work. Okay, so that is out of my own personal experience that you should also have basic knowledge of things. Okay, that's why we have covered Python also. And trust me, anything that we are covering has nothing to do with the background that you have. I am a core finance professional. Okay, nothing of it is related to the core finance role, but still I have learned it and I have mastered it to a level that I'm teaching students, right? So if I can do it, you guys also can do it, right? So there is always an easy way of doing things, right? Then chat GPT and AI. This is star again in our course. If you ask me, first star is this and second star is this, right? Because using leveraging AI has become very, very important, especially for those who are coming from non-IT background. Why? You might have seen there have been a lot of layoffs. And what is the reason of that layoffs? Many people who used to do coding, core coding, and they used to earn a lot of high packages. They have left. They have actually lost their job. Why? Because AI has been able to do the coding part. So now those who are under the threat that I don't know coding, how can I go into data analytics? Now that barrier has been broken. Now organizations don't need a coder. Okay, and I'll prove you in the next coming classes how easy it has become to write a code. Okay, and I have actually done it by myself, right? And it is not just that chat GPT or AI that we are going to cover in a specific sessions. No, each and everything that we have discussed right from the bottom to the top, everything has AI enabled into it. AI is actually has become an integral part of the entire data analytics ecosystem. If I don't know, I think Lalita and somebody had actually been into the call where actually I told, how I showed how ChatGPT can help us to try to find out the formula itself. So all we did was we just copied and pasted the formula. We just changed the cell. Okay, that basic knowledge we need to have. Rest formula was given by ChatGPT only. I think we have covered it in our 2-day workshop, right? So whether it is Power BI, Tableau, everywhere you will find there is some portion of SQL also. So you can actually write all these statements with the help of AI, right? But the most important thing that you need to understand is you should have that sense of the particular tool. So SQL as a language, you should know what are the basics of it. So ChatGPT will give you some code, but you should know how to use it, right? It is just like ChatGPT will give you the tools, relevant tools, okay? But you have to decide how you have to use it. Clear? So this is again a very, very important aspect of our course. Then, of course, we will have interviews, mock interviews will be there, resume building. Okay, so the purpose of having a few people batch is because of the fact that we need to be very concentrated in terms of how a particular student learns and how he has to showcase these skills, whatever he has learned, to the employer. That is the ultimate goal, right? So we are going to help you with the interview skills and resume building. Then capstone project. Capstone project is a separate project than what homework that you are going to get. So homeworks are a separate part of it, which will be whatever I have taught in a particular class. You have to just complete the assignment related to it, right? So assignments are a different thing, and capstone projects are different. So projects will be full-fledged project that you need to complete. Okay. Then mock interviews, and then most important thing, LinkedIn optimization. How to optimize. So once you are done with all these courses, okay, we have to just optimize our LinkedIn also, because we can attract, so that we can attract, relevant employers, right? I hope till now everything is clear, right? And we have details of the things that we are going to cover. So let us not go into it. Okay, let us just focus. Let us just bite only that portion which we can chew. Okay, so let us not go into a very detailed thing. Let us go one by one, because there are a lot of things that we are going to cover in this next 3-4 months, right? So I want you to trust the trainer and complete the assignments. That is the most important part of the entire journey. And the third important part is to keep your cameras on. Okay, it becomes really difficult for me to actually teach when the cameras are off. And I also don't have my camera off in each and every class. So I might have taught maybe 1,500 to 2,000 students or more than that. But I have never, taken a class where my camera was off, right? So the reason is, it is all about getting the feedback. If I don't get the feedback, I cannot contribute. Okay. So the my humble request is, you might be, you might be walking in a park, you might be doing anything. You might be relaxing on a bed. I don't mind. Okay. All I need is, I need to see some faces so that I can get some energy, which can help me take the class for the next 1.5 hour. Right? Clear? So let us start for today's topic, that is Excel. I hope my Excel sheet is visible. Right? Now, let me just a second. Just a second.
And guys, I have humble request because our batch size is not big, okay? So just feel it that it's a kind of one-to-one, okay? So feel free to ask questions. Any doubt, don't get uh, put in your brain, okay? Just feel free to ask any questions so that we will have more interaction. So that will be my humble request to all of you. Keep asking question and keep learning.
Yeah, keep asking questions. That is a very, very important thing, right? That
Hello.
is, yeah, yes, Swapna, yes.
Sir, I just want to ask that, as you mentioned, there is a mock interview. So, actually, it's same question I asked with the Rajesh sir. Still, I want to confirm here that
Mm.
mock interview is for each session or each module, or directly at the end of the whole course.
So it will be for each module, but we can actually arrange it in between also. For example, Power BI is completed, we can go for the Power BI mock interviews. That is one of the ways, but we don't prefer that, because maybe that, because that is fresh, you could be able to answer the queries in between. But if I take it in the end, okay, then there might be a possibility that you might forget some things. Okay, so we can take it both ways, but we prefer to take it at the end. But it would be module wise. It would not never be a general, mock interview, because it cannot happen. For example, if you get a job related to Power BI developer, okay, so that Power BI developer related questions are very important. Their Excel is becomes secondary. Same way, if you are going for a SQL interview, then you have to answer on the basis of that. So it would be separate. There would not, they will not be merged. Okay. No interviewer will have, yeah, if the interview says that you should know Power BI also and SQL also, then he'll ask both the questions. But as far as mock interviews are concerned, we are going to take it for specific, role only. And many a times we take specific for specific segment also. For example, Power BI. So Power BI, we break it into two parts or three parts: data visualization, data preparation, and DAX. Okay. So if you see all the profiles mentioned DAX, DAX. So with our previous batch also, we did the same thing, where we took DAX separately, because DAX is something that is asked more. So we want you to be prepared for it, based on that. So it will be specific, it would be based on the specific modules, right?
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any other question? Now, what I want you to do is, you just grab a paper and pen, and I would request you to keep that with you. Okay, though everything, notes and everything, I'll be able to give you, but when you write down things, you memorize better. Okay, so right now I want to do a small activity before I start the Excel. Okay, so just grab a pen and paper, and let me just share my screen. So I hope my screen is visible to you. Now there are among around 15 questions. Okay, so each question has to be answered whether yes or no. Okay, you decide your answer. You decide your answer. Clear? And just put, for example, how you can put is, one becomes yes, 2 becomes no, and likewise. Okay. So then you need to tell me the number of yeses that you get. Okay. Clear? I hope the activity is clear to you. So just do it quickly. Okay. And guys, one more thing. I want you to be 100% honest about it. You don't need to share your score. Okay. Just be very honest with your answers. Guys, let me know once you are done. Swapna is done. Lalita?
Just a minute, sir. Just
Yeah,
one
yeah,
minute.
yeah. Sure. Okay. Meanwhile,
Done, sir.
what is your score, Abhinav?
For yes, it is 10, and for no, it is 5.
Okay. So yes, it is 10, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Then Swapna,
Yes, 15. No, 6.
how can it be 15? 15, the total number of questions are 15 only.
Sir, can you show me question, please?
Sorry, just a second. Huh?
Yeah.
So either the answer can be yes or no. Okay, so 15 are there, so the total will always be 15 only. Yeah. Done, Lalita? Okay, let me know
Just a
once
second.
you're done. Yeah, once you're done, let me know. Swapna also, once you are done, let me know. Take your time. This is very important.
Yes, sir.
Done? What is
Yeah.
the score?
A score is 8 for yes and 7 for no.
So Lalita score is 8, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Swapna,
9, sir. 9.
9. Okay. So if we see all three of you, okay. So the range is 8 to 10, correct? Correct. So the range is
Yes,
8
sir.
to 10, right? Now let us see, this was based on certain study, okay. So the study will tell me or will tell us that what is our level in terms of Excel. Okay. So when we talk about Excel, Excel is something that is meant to be known by all, and everybody says that I know Excel. Okay, I meet every day a lot of newcomers who come and say that we are expert in Excel. Okay, but it is difficult for them to actually apply the formula. Okay, that's why this self-assessment is important. So see, we all lie somewhere under intermediate, right? Which is not bad. It is good. Okay, why this has been done is at least I don't want to or I don't need to show you the basic things, right? How to write, how to format. Okay, all these things I am assuming you know because you fall under this. So usually if most of the people fall under this, then I start from the scratch, right? Now, based on this score, I get some confidence that basic things are you are aware of, right? So now let us start. But before starting, first of all, let me just give you a background why Excel becomes important for data analytics. Okay? So when we talk about data analytics, there are two things. One is data and one is analytics. Correct? Clear? So data, as you all, or as we all are aware, that every event has some data. Everything that is happening is related to one or the other kind of a data. So data is an information that we have, correct? Now, what is analytics? Analytics is analyzing the information. Analyzing and you can say visualizing. Okay, correct? So as if I assign it as a step, okay, if I assign it as a step, so this is step 1 and this is step 2. Correct? Agreed? Until and unless I have information, I cannot analyze it. Right? Until and unless you give me data, I cannot analyze it. Okay. Now, information is of two types. Structured, non-structured. Can anybody tell me what is the difference between the two? Can anybody tell me what is the difference between structured and non-structured information?
Structure means something which has got certain pattern, like
Correct,
we can relate. And
correct,
non-structured is like that is very much like variable is there. Variables are there. So it is
correct,
not
correct,
structured.
correct. Very good. So structured is what you said. What word did you say? Sorry.
Structured is something like correlated and which has got common things like in that
Okay.
correlated.
So which is making some sense. Can I say that in normal language, which is doing some sense? And here the data is, as he said, variable. Variable means, let us take simple example. If I give you a data like this, marks 80, 50, 90. Okay? Only this column, if I give you, is it a structured data or an unstructured data?
It's a structured data
How?
because we have got marks and we have got the range of the marks. So like we can correlate.
But with only with numbers, what will I be able to achieve? Can I achieve anything except the
Yes,
fact that I can only see the range 50 to 90? That's it.
you can see the like average marks what are there, like something
No,
like that.
but the point is, am I going to make any sense?
No, no,
I am here. I have not related this marks with anybody.
right.
So, for example, if I put name, okay, A, B, C. Now this is called structured data, where I can correlate A with 80. Okay. So if I only give you this data, this is also non-structured. Okay. Now tell me one thing. Now is it a structured data or an unstructured data?
Unstructured.
Why?
Some values are missing.
Correct. So whenever we have values which are missing, okay, in those cases also the data is unstructured. Now you get the point. Many a times we feel that information is available just like that. No, information is always in non-structured manner. How? Let me give you a basic example. Okay. So students have roll number, correct? Student have roll number. For example, A has 1, B has 2, and C has 3. These are the roll numbers. Okay. Now I want to actually see the marks got by each student. Okay. But this data is not readily available. How the data is available? This portion of data is available like this. Okay. And this portion is available like this. Okay. Now see, what output do I want? I want roll number, student name, and marks. All three of them. Okay. Right. Am I getting this with this data? The answer is no. Okay. So this data is only giving me two fields. Okay. So one very important thing that you need to understand is whatever the heading is there, whatever the column heading is there, it is called field. Okay. This is called field. So this concept will help you in Power BI also. So what you need to understand is this is field. Whatever the data, whatever the column headings that we have, it is always called as field. Clear? So I only have data pertaining to these two fields. Okay. I can just paste this data like this. So I don't have student name, right? But I have one more table. I have one more table which has roll number and student name. So what is common? Roll number is common in both the databases, right? So with the help of roll number, I can just take the data and put it. So in real life, what happens? In real life, This is a separate database, sheet 3. And this is a sorry, not this one. This database is a separate database. This database is a separate database. But for my analysis, I need to combine it in this format. Then only I'll be able to make sense out of data. Clear? That is why Excel and such analytics tools are very, very important. Until unless you know VLOOKUP, you cannot do this. Right now, it is quite easy to just copy and paste it, but in real life scenario, it never happens like that. Okay, we are going to see it in the time to come. Okay, so these were few points that I wanted you to understand. I hope it is clear. Why we are emphasizing on Excel is because information what we need to use for analyzing and for visualizing, it should always be a structured information. Until unless I have structured information, I cannot go into the step 2. Is that clear? So let us start with the basic, basic formulas. Okay, very, very basic formulas, which are very much required. So if you can see here this is called data cleaning. Very, very important. First of all, whatever data that you get, okay, you have to clean the data. Okay, that is called data cleaning. So what does it mean? It means first, or I should try it here. First is format. The data should be in proper format. Date should be in date column. Month should be in the month column. Okay. Name should be in the name column. Right. Product should be in the product column. So that is called format. Okay. Second is data type. It is also related to format. How? Date has a different data type and name has a different data type. For example, if I write my name, this is what data type? Can anybody tell me what is this data type?
Text type.
Correct. Text, or we say string. Okay.
String.
Right. Text and string. Okay. This data type is called text and string. Same way, if I write 80,000, sorry. What is this data type?
Numeric.
Numerics. Right. Or value. Clear? So we need to be, we need to understand that each field, whatever we discussed about the field, right? Each field should have certain data type. Just like here, what is the data type of roll number? Can anybody tell me?
Primary key.
Number.
No, I am not talking about the key. I am saying what is the type, which data type
Numeric.
it is. Numeric,
Number.
correct.
Number.
Right. Number, numeric, all answers are correct. So roll number is a numeric data type, correct? Name is what? We just
Text.
discussed. Text. Marks is what? Again, numeric.
Numeric.
Number.
Right. Same way, if I add some dates, okay, though it is not making sense to add date in front of roll number, but I'm just, for understanding purpose, I am just adding date. Okay. Okay, so what format is there? It is simple. It is a date format.
Date format.
Correct. So format is something that should also be taken care of. That also comes under your data cleaning. Right? Then no null values. We saw it, right? If some fields are missing, what do we need to do? We need to first make sure that the data is complete. Okay. Completeness. Clear? So all these things comes under data cleaning, right? Now let us see some of the formulas related to data cleaning. Okay. So if you see in the A column, there are some text. So the format is text, correct? The format is text. But if you see, if I double click, can you see the space? Here, can you see this extra space? Though the exact the words written are exactly the same, but they are representing different cells. Okay, can you see the space? So this kind of data is not at all accepted. Why? Because if I want to create a summary of this column, every text is a separate text because its format is different, right? Clear? And I'll show you how it is making sense. So here everything is different. Okay. So if you might be knowing a formula of duplicates, how to highlight duplicates, right? So if as far as texts are concerned, everything is looking the same, but are they actually same or not? Let us just see. So if I go into conditional formatting, I just put duplicate value and I'll highlight duplicate as light red. Okay. See, is it considering it as the same value? Is Excel considering these as the same value? No. Why? Because there are additional space. There are additional space in each and every field. Okay. So if I want to make summary of this statement, I cannot make the summary because each and every field is showing me as a different field. Is that clear? Is the issue clear? Format is different means there is space in between. Okay. It is just like, let me just give you one more example. Let us take an example of roll number only. Okay. For example, I have 2 roll numbers and 4 marks. Okay. 2 roll numbers and 4 marks. Let us just keep it separate so that you can understand it better. Okay. And marks. So one roll number is this, 2 and 1 and 2. Okay. So actually I have how many roll numbers? I have this 1 and 2. Actual roll numbers count is 1 and 2 only. This is getting repeated, right? Clear? And these are marks. For example, 50, 60, 30, and 40. Okay. And let us add one more subject. Okay. This is maths, English, right? Something like this. Okay. This data I have. So if I want to, so this is the detailed data. If I want to create a summary where I want this and this total 50 and 30, I should get only one number 80. I don't want to see separate marks. Are you getting me? That is called creating a summary of data, right? Here I can create easily the summary of data. How? I'll just insert, create a pivot, right? I hope you know how to create the pivot, right? So I'm just creating a pivot. Okay. So guys, if you have any issue with any of the things that I'm using, please let me know. Okay, we'll discuss it separately also, but for this purpose, I'm just using a pivot. So in pivot, what we do is that we create a summary. Okay. Right now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put roll number in rows and marks in value. So I can see clearly the summary that I wanted. 1 total is 80, 2 total is 100. Clear? But if I change it a bit, for example, if I do it like this, am I going to get the summary? The answer is No. Why? Because each of this roll number is identified as a separate. So if I want to create a summary of all this table, first what I need to do? I need to remove this A, right? This is called data cleaning. In real life scenarios, you will find such challenges a lot. You know that this roll number, whatever is A or B, whatever has been added, it is added by mistake or it is added for some specific purpose. But what purpose do I have? My purpose is to create a summary. How can I do that? By removing this additional things, right? Same way here, if I just write some value 4, okay? So this is value. Just I am giving you an example, okay? So if I create a pivot out of it, if I create a pivot, same way which we did right now. So if I want to see the total of that statement, whatever the statement that is there, improper. So see, every statement is showing me a separate value. It is not showing me a single value. Actually, the text is the same. So these are the real life challenges that we get. So how to resolve it? First is to just copy paste it. Okay, but that is the most inefficient way because copy pasting will take a lot of time. You have to filter, copy paste, filter, copy paste. That activity we are not going to do. Okay, so learning advanced Excel is all about using formulas, right? So first you need to understand what is the issue. The issue is there are multiple spaces. Can you see this? There are multiple spaces into it, right? Clear? So there is a formula called trim. So Excel has its own formula to manage the space. Okay. So this formula is only if you want to manage the space. You don't want to do a manual activity. So how to manage? It is very simple. You just write a formula trim. Okay. So once you write trim, you will see this trim formula. You have to just double click it. And what it is saying you, it is asking you to select a text. So instead of selecting a particular text, what I'm going to do, I'm going to select the cell, that is A5. I'll just select that cell and bracket close. Clear? So now all I need to do, I need not copy paste the same thing again and again. I can just copy paste this. So see, everything becomes. So you might ask why this in between space? Why in between space was not removed? No. So trim makes sure that you have whatever extra space that you have, that has to be removed. Okay, that's why this formula is very important. Now, so see, in trim space, okay, right now in trim space, I have corrected my values. I have corrected this column. Now if I pivot, okay, now if I go and try to pivot, I'll just remove this column. First, I need to refresh the pivot. So see, this trim space has been updated. I'll just put trim space and value. Now see, only one statement is coming. Can you see this? Now you got the difference. Earlier, each of the IDs or each of the statement was showing me a separate statement. Actually, it is not a separate statement. It is because of the fact that there are certain space involved. So when I corrected it, this is looking like this. So this is called trim. Trim is used when you have additional space. And it is very easy formula. You just have to write trim and select the cell. Is that clear? Since it is an initial class, I'm just going a bit slow. Okay, I just want that you should understand it properly. Okay, so again, the only point is you should have that in mind that trim is something that can be done. So you don't keep on doing a manual space reduction activity. Is that clear? Now, lowercase, I think you might be knowing the formula, but I'll just tell you. Lowercase, what lowercase does is whatever the value that is written, it will convert every value in lowercase, right? Again, a very, very simple formula. You just have to write lower. So see, so the best part about Excel is that it shows you what this formula is going to do. So lower converts all letters in a text string to lowercase. Okay, that means if it is in caps, it is going to go into small letters. Clear? Again, very, very simple formula. You just have to double click it. So once you double click it, it will ask you to put the text. So I'm not putting the text. I am just putting a reference. That's it. I need to copy and paste this one. Clear? Again, very important when you are trying to organize the data, when you are trying to make it more visibly appealing, right? Sometimes in some cases, small letters are required also for some reason, right? So you, instead of doing it by, manual, copy paste, it is better we can use these formulas, right? Clear? Now, uppercase, it is exactly the opposite of lowercase. Uppercase is going to convert these, small letters into these letters again. Okay, so let us just go upper, converts text strings to all uppercase letters. So just double click and select the cell, and you can copy paste it. So you should know how to do it vice versa also. Okay, many a times this is the, in real life scenario, this is what has to be done. Most of the time you have to actually convert lowercase to uppercase. Okay, because that unstructured data is something that is in unstructured manner. Clear? Is that clear? So we have covered trim, lower, upper. Clear? I hope my speed is fine, right? I hope you are getting the concept right. If you have any doubts, let me know. Okay. Now, one more formula that we can use is for proper. What is proper? So we have seen uppercase, lowercase. What is proper? So proper is where each word will have one capital letter and other small letters. The way we write in a normal Word document, or while writing in a copybook also, we write the first letter as capital and the others are small. That is what is proper. Okay, so I just write proper. Again, proper will tell me what is the formula. Converts a text string to proper case. The first letter in each word or to uppercase and all other letters to lowercase. Clear? So everything is descriptive. So I want you to understand that even if you only know the formula, how I learned. I'll tell you one secret. I am very bad in by hearting things. Okay, I cannot by heart. So what I do is that I just keep the concept in mind. So for example, I came across a situation where there are multiple spaces. So I make sure that this string should be there in my mind. That will help me understand that this is possible. First thing. So in Excel or in any other tool, okay, whether we are doing Power BI or anything, the only thing that we need to make sure is we should have that open-mindedness that this is possible in Excel. Okay. So how this mindedness come? When you list down the things, when you try to focus, yes, this is possible. You might not know the formula. Excel is making it sure that you can write the formula just by knowing the name of the proper. Let us see. See, every time Excel will tell you what has to be put. Text has to be put, cell reference has to be put. Okay, you have to just follow it. So I do like that. I don't by heart. Of course, when you write a formula maybe 100 times, then you automatically gets it. That's fine. But I don't have to stress for a particular formula. I try to follow the basics. Okay. I know the basic that the text means either cell or text I can write also. Okay. So I'll just put text. So see, each first letter has become capital. So these are some of the formulas that we can use for data cleaning, right? But these are the only formulas that we use for data cleaning? No. Okay, data cleaning can be anything which is useful for you. Okay, so there are a lot of different formulas that we need to use, but this is the basic structure. If you want to create a basic structure of a particular fields, we can use that. Clear? Any doubts till now?
Sir,
Yes, no? Yes.
uh, here you did the conditional formatting. That part
Hmm.
means why you did that conditional formatting. I don't get it.
Conditional formatting where that
In
duplicates.
initial part, yes, sir.
Conditional formatting we'll see it separately, but I'll show you why I did this. I just wanted to show you that these are not considered as single value. So for example, if I do this conditional formatting here, okay, highlight duplicates. Okay, let me just do it again. If I highlight duplicates, see everything is getting highlighted. Can you see this?
Yes,
But
sir.
at the same time, if I do here, okay, if I try to do here, it is not getting done. So I just wanted to show you that these
Okay.
each value, though they are same, but because of space, they are considered as a separate identity.
Okay.
That is what we need to change, right? That's why I showed you the conditional formatting. Any which ways, conditional formatting we are going to cover in detail. Okay, there are many things that you can do with conditional formatting, which we are going to cover separately. But here, why I did it, because I wanted to I wanted you to know that these are not same field if it is improper. They are
Yes.
same only when it is proper.
Got
Clear?
it. Yes, sir.
Lalita, are you clear with every concept? Yes, no? Lalita, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Is it fine?
Everything is clear,
Everything,
sir.
have you been able to
Yes, sir.
understand it? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, there is one more option that is called remove duplicates. Okay. Now, here comes the concept of primary key. Okay. Now, whatever concept that I'm teaching you, okay, has relevance all across. So I taught you about field. Field we are going to it is going to be helpful in Power BI also, SQL also. Okay, data type again Power BI, SQL, Tableau. So these are the concepts that I'm telling you from day one, so that when we are going to go there, okay, you don't feel any challenge in understanding that. Okay, so these are the concept. Primary key concept is actually of SQL. Okay, but here in all across data analytics, this concept is used. What is primary key? Let us take the same example. We had this table which we created. Okay, can anybody tell me what is a unique ID or what is the unique field in all three? So these three are field. You already know. I told you that these are fields, right? So which field is the unique field? Unique
Roll number.
means, yeah, okay, roll number. Why not student name?
See, student name can be like same. They can be common, but roll
Can be
number
repeated.
cannot be. Yes, but roll
Correct,
number
correct,
cannot be repeated.
perfect. So each and every data has a unique ID. For example, let us take an example of Amazon. You might have ordered one or the other thing from Amazon. So for example, you ordered a particular thing, for example, mobile phone. You ordered mobile phone and there is an order ID that comes to you. Okay, the order ID that comes to you can be same of what it comes to me if I order from Amazon, though the portal is the same. So order ID cannot be same. It is a unique ID. Each person has a each person's order has a unique ID. Same way, roll number, Aadhaar number, PAN number. Can I have, can I have Aadhaar number, similar to my friend's Aadhaar number? It is not possible because that is my unique identity. But at the same time, we both can have same names, correct? So primary key is nothing but a unique ID for a database. Clear? Now, why are we studying about primary key? Okay, we are studying about primary key because of the fact that sometimes we have data which is scattered, just like this data was there. In one database, I had roll number and name. In the other database, I had roll number and marks. So until and unless I have a unique ID in both the database, I cannot map and create this kind of table. So in order to create this kind of table, in order to join the databases, what I need a unique key. Okay. So let me just put it database 1. So another is database 2. Correct? So this is my database 2, so that we can understand better. This is database 1, this is database 2. But what do I need? I need this kind of data, which has roll number also, student name also, and marks also. Right? So when we have two separate database and I need to combine it for my analysis, that can only be possible with the help of a unique ID. This is nothing but a primary key. How many of you know VLOOKUP formula? Anybody knows?
Yes.
Swapna, you know? Lalita, you know what is VLOOKUP formula? Any which is we are going to cover just to understand. Lalita?
Sir, I'm not used that so much.
Okay,
but
no
if
problem. No problem. It's okay. So let us also learn VLOOKUP, right? Now we have a scenario, right? Let us remove student name also, and let us just change the sequence. So my sequence is something like that, right? Now, see, try to understand the problem. Database 1 is roll number and marks. Database 2 is roll number and name, correct? Now I cannot simply copy this data and put it here. Why? Because the sequence is different. Here it is 1, 2, 3. Here it is 2, 1, 3. Okay. So how to map it? Okay. Now, if we get smaller database, what we can do? It is easy. I'll just copy 50 and paste it here. But in real life scenario, the records are not that small. They are into 10,000, 1 lakh. I work on an Excel sheet which has minimum 7 lakh line items. So when you have 7 lakh line items, you cannot do one-on-one mapping. Then you need a formula. Okay. So the name of the formula is what? VLOOKUP. Okay, very, very important formula. Right? VLOOKUP only works when we have unique ID in the database. Clear? Unique ID is nothing but a primary key. Clear? Is that clear? Now, if I want to get based on roll number, if I want to get student name and marks, how can I do without doing a manual copy paste? I can do a VLOOKUP formula. Very, very easy formula. Just try to understand. I'll just put x equals to VLOOKUP. Again, it is showing me the description. All I need to know is the name of the formula, right? I just double click on VLOOKUP. So see, it is asking me lookup value. What is lookup value? Lookup value is the primary key
Primary key.
on the basis of which I am going to get this student name, right? So what is primary key? Roll number. So instead of writing 2, I'll just select this cell. Clear? And comma, space. So see, everything is written in the formula itself. Okay. First thing that what I did was lookup value. Lookup value is primary key. I have just assigned lookup value, and here also it is showing me to put comma. So that also I need not remember. I'll just follow the formula. Now it is telling me table array. So student name is in which table? Database 1 or database 2? Which table do we
Database
have
2.
student name? We have
Database 2.
student name in database 2. So what I'm going to do, I am going to select this entire table. Clear? So when I select this entire table, this range will get selected. Clear, Lalita? Is it clear till now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now table array has been selected. So again, there is a comma. So I'll just put comma. Column index. What is column index? Column index is, it is trying to understand the primary key is in, for example, in column 1. So in what column number do you want the data from? So here my first column is roll number, that is primary key. Second column is name. So column number 2 is what I want. What do I want? I want column number 2. I don't want roll number. Roll number I already have. What I want name. So name is in which column number? Second column. In the table, it is second column, right? So I write second, and again it is going to give me a comma. So I'll just put comma, and now it is simple. Always I need to go for exact match. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to double click on false. So now my formula is complete, and now I am going to close the bracket. So see, second is name. Clear? So the roll number second has a name B. So it is showing me B. Right? This is how we have to write VLOOKUP formula. But there is a problem in this formula. Still, there is a problem. First of all, Lalita, is the formula clear? Is this formula clear?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you one more time. Okay. But as of now, it is clear. You understood it, right? But this
Yes, sir.
problem, this formula has a problem. If I copy paste this formula, okay, right now it is giving me the correct answer, but there might be a possibility that it might give me a wrong answer. Why? Because see, in second cell, see, my data is the selection is getting hampered. My selection is getting wrong. Can you see this? So my table selection should be like this. My table selection should be like this, but with the formula, it is getting moved. Can you see this? So always remember, whenever we are going to use this VLOOKUP, we have to freeze the cells. Okay. How to freeze the cell? We have to just click on that cell and put F4.
$.
Then again, we are going to click on the cell and put F4. Okay. Enter. So when I put F4, when I lock the cells, this is what I did. I locked the cell. Okay. So I'll just put and copy paste it. Now see the table is not moving. The table has been frozen. Okay. So this is again a very, very important thing to know. Otherwise, your values might get, the values might not be correct. Okay. In a large database, your values might be incorrect also. Clear? So this is how we need to do the VLOOKUP. Now again, we are going to put the same formula. Okay. Now this time I want the marks, and marks are there in which table? This table. So I cannot copy paste this formula because I don't need student name now. I need marks. Okay. So I just put VLOOKUP. Again, I'll just double click lookup value. Again, every time my lookup value will always be my primary key. That is my roll number. Again, comma, space. Table array. This time I'm not going to select this table. I'm going to select this table. Now see, these cells are not freezed. So there are two options. One is you put the entire formula and then come back and freeze the cells. If you don't want to do that, you can just put F4 here. When you are just trying to put the table array, you just put F4. And here also F4. So now see what I have done during the formula itself. I have put it as a freeze the cell. Okay. Comma. Column index number. Again, first column is this, then second column is this. So what do I need? Do I need roll number or do I need marks? I need marks. Okay. So column number 2 is what I am going to put. Comma. Now, false. And as I told you that we are going to always go for exact match. Double click and then column close. So see, roll number 2 has how much marks? 50 marks. So it is showing me 50. Now I can drag and drop and get the marks. This is what we call VLOOKUP. Okay, clear? Is that clear? So till
Yes,
now,
sir.
sorry. Till now, what formulas we have seen trim, we have seen upper,
Lowercase,
lower,
uppercase, proper,
proper,
VLOOKUP.
then VLOOKUP. But you might be wondering, we were in remove duplicates. How come from remove duplicates we have gone to VLOOKUP? How it happened? It happened because I wanted to make you understand that there should always be a primary key in a data. Okay, right? So the data in front of me is a brand. So these are brands. Okay, H&M, Inox, Central. These are brands. Okay, now and these are type, category, subcategory, and brand sales. These are the sales data. These are the sales of different brands. Okay. Now, first, before assigning a particular key as primary key, I need to check whether there are any duplicates into it or not. Why? Because as I told you, primary key is what? Primary key should always be unique. Unique means there should not be any repetition. Are you getting me? So in this case, if I repeat the roll number, for example, if I repeat 1 again, so what is happening? See, error is coming, right? Clear? And 1 is getting a student name as A, but here 1 is assigned to 2 students. In practical, is it possible to give 2 roll numbers to to give 1 roll number to 2 students? The answer is no. But the data that we get, we don't have to rely on the data as it is. We don't have to rely on the data as it is. Okay, we have to check from our side, okay, whether there are any duplicates. If there are any duplicates, then we need to identify them and then we need to remove it before going for any kind of analysis. Clear? That is one of the reasons why we are learning remove duplicates. Why to remove duplicates? Because until and unless you remove duplicate, there cannot be any unique ID. Are you getting it? Right? So for example, this data is there. And as I told you that every data should have one unique ID. One primary key should always be there. If it is not there in a data, then the data is not complete. Okay. There should always be one primary key in the data. So in this case, for example, if I understand brand name should be the primary key. Why? Because other things are going to get repeated. For example, type can be repeated, category can be repeated, subcategory can be repeated. Okay. A single subcategory can be assigned to two different products. For example, we have, so in a business, okay. For example, we are running a smart bazaar. Okay. Reliance Smart Bazaar. Correct. So Reliance Smart Bazaar has electronic segment also. They sell in the electronics also. They sell electronics. Now, electronics is nothing but a category, broad category. Electronics has lot of different segments or subcategories. For example, let us take two only. Refrigerators and washing machine. Right? Clear? These are called subcategory. Clear? Now, under refrigerator, you have various different brands, correct? So under refrigerator, you have LG, Samsung, Whirlpool. Okay. Now, these can be unique. Okay, because LG brand means LG brand, right? LG brand cannot be repeated. As far as refrigerator is concerned, I cannot have LG1, LG2. It doesn't make sense. So brand becomes my primary key. And why these are not primary key? Why subcategory is not primary key? The answer is a refrigerator subcategory has various different brands. Okay. So subcategory can be assigned to various products. Okay. But vice versa cannot happen. Are you getting me? If a refrigerator is there and that refrigerator is of LG, that means LG becomes unique to that product, right? That is called, as a brand, I'm saying, okay? That is called brand, okay? So in my case, in my data, I have these specs, this column as my primary key. Now, before jumping on to the conclusion that it is a primary key, I need to test it. Okay. How to test it? First of all, I need to identify if there are any duplicates. If there are any duplicates, then this cannot be a primary key till the time I remove duplicates. Is it clear? So how to analyze that? Just select this field, select this entire field, conditional formatting, highlight, duplicate value. So see, can you see some duplicates? Can you see some duplicates? Okay, right?
Yes, sir.
So in this case, what I did was I have just highlighted the duplicates. Okay. Now, let me just filter. I hope you all guys know how to filter the data, right? So here, if I go and select this red color, I'll get all the duplicates. Now see, in my data, the kind of flaws that are there in data. See, this line is completely duplicated. Can you see this? Even the sales are coming 2 times. This and this. Can you see this? three times also. Correct? This is the problem. So right now, because it is a very small data, 30, 40, 50 lines are there. So we can identify it by looking at it. But in real life scenario, how are you going to identify? With the help of this conditional formatting. Correct? Now, because you identify the duplicate, what I can do? I can remove each one of them to make it correct. So this is also a very important kind of data validation or data cleaning that we need to do. We have to remove duplicates. Is that clear? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just delete the duplicates. And see, once I delete the duplicates, the color will also change. Can you see this? Now, there are no duplicates that are there in my data. Clear? So this is also one of the major part of data cleaning. And I do it on a everyday basis. This is an activity that you have to do before going to Power BI, before going to analyzing in Excel, before going to creating charts in Excel. You have to do it. Very simple to do. Just select the data, go into conditional formatting, highlight, duplicate by. Okay. Then the duplicates will be highlighted. Now, for example, let us just Control Z. For example, you don't want to highlight. You just want to delete all the duplicates that are there. What do you need to do? You don't need to highlight. First is to highlight and then delete, which is the correct way of doing it. Because if you just remove it without highlighting, you are not going to get to know whether the data that I'm deleting is correct or not. To double check, it is always better to go for conditional formatting. First, you highlight the duplicates and then remove it. Okay. Now, if you don't want to do that, if you just want to remove it without even highlighting it, so what you can do, you can just highlight the entire data. Okay. You have to go into data. Right now, conditional formatting is in home tab. Okay. You have to go into data and see here, remove duplicates.
Yes.
Now, the word of caution here is, once you remove duplicates, you will not be able to see what has been removed. While highlighting, I can see what has been removed. But while removing duplicates, it is going to get removed without me knowing it. Clear? So I'm going to, so see right now, can you see the duplicates that are there? Let me just remove it. So see, once you click on that, it is asking me whether the duplicates in all the sheet to be removed or a single sheet to field to be removed. Very, very important. So if I deselect these all, if I deselect these all, so what will happen? On the basis of brand, on the basis of this cell, all the duplicate lines will be removed, irrespective of the fact that the values are different or similar. Okay, so if I tell you here, if you see here, if I only highlight the duplicates, so see, even the values are the same. Can you see this? But there might be a scenario where the values are not same. In that case, you cannot use only brand. Are you getting me? On the basis of brand, the entire data will be gone. Clear? So you have to be very cautious when you are removing duplicates. I personally don't use it much because I want to see what are the duplicates before removing it. I need to analyze. Okay, that is what is that is what analytics is all about, right? So just to show you the option, I'll select the data, remove duplicates. I'll remove only those duplicates which are duplicated in all the fields, not in a single field. Okay. If the brand is duplicate, type is duplicate, category is duplicate, everything is duplicate, then only remove the data. Okay, this is what I am going to do. I'll click on OK. See, now the data has been cleaned up. Okay, now there are no duplicates. Clear? Right? So we have covered remove duplicates. Yeah. I hope whatever formulas that we have covered, it is clear.